everybody. Today I'm going to be talking about recycling. We all know the age-old saying is to reduce, to reuse, and recycle. But how often do we see this actually going into effect? The amount of garbage in landfills now is outstanding, and it's only continuing to grow. Imagine a world where instead of seeing trees and flowers and clear skies, you're seeing a window filled with smog, and the only source of scenery are garbage mounds outside in the distance. While this might be somewhat extreme, it isn't necessarily far-fetched. The conservation of the planet should be paramount to our species, and while it might be easy just to throw something away in one bin, the conservation of this world can be just as easy and can help change the planet. According to 11facts.org, out of all the waste that's in landfills, 75% is potentially recyclable. However, 30% is ever actually making it to recycling centers. In 2010, also from 11facts.org, there was a study that 89% of increase in paper recycling has been in the United States since 1990, which is a major improvement. However, that's only just one recyclable type of material. Talking of recyclable materials, paper is one of the more common ones, as well as plastic, cardboard, and glass. However, there are other types of recyclable materials that are a little bit less common and might not be as well known, such as things that are inside people's mattresses and various types of electronic waste or e-waste now, such as cell phone batteries and computer parts. A lot of things that come from medical equipment is actually also recyclable as well. Another source of recyclable things can be food, which would be able to be turned into compost, which can in turn be used to help fertilize crops for farmers. Right now, as I speak, there is vortexes of trash in all the oceans of the world. However, I really want to focus on one in the biggest ocean of the world, which is the Pacific Ocean, commonly known with this as the Great Pacific Garbage Patch, which right now is estimated to be about 1.6 million kilometers squared, which is roughly the size of 2 Texases, according to the Great Pacific Garbage Patch Cleanup.org. The United States has been down on compliance with recycling. In the last 20 years, our levels have not improved, despite the billions of dollars on competitions, campaigns, sorting technologies, according to recyclingacrossamerica.org. Some of these problems arise in the labeling of containers. Either there being no labeling on recycling or containers, or it being too confusing for people to actually care enough to try and figure out how to properly categorize these sort of things. Poor labeling or proper labeling can increase recycling levels by up to 400% improved in some areas, in some states. I can remember personally a time I went into Ohio. I was in a bar and I asked the bartender if there was an area where I could recycle my bottle, and he said that they didn't actually even have a recycling container in that restaurant, which was to me absurd, living in Colorado where they're all over the place. Recycling has already done so much good for the world, and it's given people every reason to continue to want to do it. According to recyclingacrossamerica.org, when we finally reach a status of 75% of the United States actively recycling, it would be the environmental equivalent of removing 55 million cars off the road, which would be humongous for slowing down the effects of global warming, as well as creating up to 1.5 million jobs for United States citizens. There's so many reasons for people to be active with recycling, and it can be as easy as throwing a pop can in one bin right next to the one that you would have originally put it into. The quote from Mahatma Gandhi, "Be the change that you want to be in the world," can apply very much to this. Small steps eventually make it to the destination. With more people recycling, we can reach that destination of a greener world quicker. And at the end of it all, just remember these 3 simple words: to reduce, to reuse, and recycle. Thank you very much.